welcome to the Ice Forum in Champlin for CTN's coverage of the Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Tournament quarterfinals. Number 1 seeded Blaine welcoming the number 8 seeded Coon Rapids Cardinals. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, tournament time always exciting.
Always.
Had a good game to start with, but it went heavily in favor of the 4 seed over the 5 seed. Now we have almost a David and Goliath matchup here with Blaine versus Coon Rapids.
Oh, whichever poll you look at, if they're rated 3rd or 5th, the Blaine Bengals are an excellent hockey team, and the Cardinals are going to have their work cut out for them. They played earlier in the season, 7-1 win in favor of the Bengals. They are explosive, and they have a number of good players leading the way.
Well, 2 of the top 20 teams in the state are in Section 5. The number 3 or number 5 ranked Blaine Bengals, and then also Centennial that's ranked as high as number 13 in some polls. They get a 5-0 win over Centennial in the early game over at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Anoka and Champlin in the late game over there. Maple Grove, as we talked about, a 6-1 winner over Spring Lake Park in a game they pretty much controlled start to finish, and they await the winner of tonight's matchup.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and if it most likely, well, we'll see how the game goes, but it should be the Blaine Bengals because they are awfully good, and if it is that matchup, it'll be interesting. But we talked about, they have 2 players, do the Bengals, who are going to play at the next level that are excellent, 78 points apiece.
Well, two players in Luke Noterman and Ryan Tufte, who are both Mr. Hockey finalists,
Yep.
2 of the top 10 players in the state. Tufte is the odds-on favorite to be Mr. Hockey. He is, by most accounts, considered the number 1 prospect in the state of Minnesota, and he's a big kid. He's got good hands. He's got a big shot, sees the ice well. He's the complete package.
Oh, he's mean too. He's got an attitude, and he plays that way on the ice. You know, he's committed to go to the UMD. He was recruited as a sophomore by the Bulldogs, and Noterman, as you talked about, he's going to play at the U of M. So these are 2 players, as you look at Riley Tufte, 47 goals, 31 assists. Just a very, very good hockey player.
And on the flip side for the Cardinals, they lost one of their top players in Mike Frederickson. He broke his wrist in the regular season finale against Rogers last Friday. He's out of the lineup. That's going to put even more pressure on the guys that do get the scoring done for this team, guys like Noah Cox.
Noah comes in with 21 goals, leading the way for Coon Rapids. And the pressure is going to be a little bit more on him. He is going to have to play as the scorer's role again here tonight if the Cardinals are going to have a chance. And certainly don't count out Deshaun Smith, who came in for Frederickson, got a goal against Rogers. He's going to get an opportunity tonight to see if he can contribute.
Yeah, he played well, and he's got some big skates to fill. We'll see if the Cardinals can challenge the Bengals in this section quarterfinal. Puck drops next on CTN.
Don't miss the Wedding Expo at the Coon Rapids Civic Center on Saturday, March 19th. Find all of your wedding vendors in one place. Meet photographers, cake decorators, event planners, and more. Reserve tickets online at CoonRapidsCivicCenter.com or purchase at the door. The Wedding Expo at the Coon Rapids Civic Center, Saturday, March 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. See you there.
Back at the Ice Forum in Champlin, just about ready to get this Section 5 AA quarterfinal underway. The Bengals, the top seed. Cardinals, number 8. There's a look at Steve Moe, head coach of Coon Rapids.
Talked to Coach Moe. Said they've had a great week of practice. Said the kids are really excited to play tonight. They know they're the underdog, but they're going to come out and they're going to play hard and give it everything they have.
Hess able to tie up off the draw. Cardinals able to push it to the Blaine end. Koss will recover off the boards, try and get through a little bit of traffic as his pocket picked. Kept in at the blue line. Hess tips it to Koss. Koss battling, staying with it, ends up on the ice and a little bit slow to get up. And that's definitely not a good sign as he limps his way back toward the bench.
Not at all.
By far the most dangerous scorer. A chance on the one-timer for Tufte. Hits the crossbar and deflects away.
Yeah, they could. They have the card stacked against them as it is, but they can ill afford to lose him.
Bouch plays it back to the point. Able to keep it in is Brian Bruce. And here's Tufte out of the corner. Gets to the slot, hands it off. A shot hit traffic for Lincoln Ernie. Tied up in the near corner. Coming away with it is Bogey. Tipped off his stick. Alex Penn comes away with it for the Bengals. Turns away from Thompson, now tries to play it down deep. That's deflected. Hess ends up with it, flips it ahead and out of the zone. Poked at there by Isaac Ruff, and back in the Bengal end is Dylan Ron to recollect. Ernie ahead, just out of the reach of Alex Penn, and that'll be icing.
It looks like Noah Costa's going to be leaving the bench area. He's going to take. We're going to see what happened to him here. Oh, he got looked like his knee bent the wrong way.
I don't know if that's where, because he came back and then
but he was favoring that. Yeah, but he was favoring that leg.
Favoring that by after that.
Well, let's hope he's okay. That's all that matters.
They've already got one player in street clothes and a helmet behind the bench. Certainly don't want to see more than that. But he is noticeably limping down the tunnel.
Yeah, I can see him limping down the tunnels. I'm going to go take a look at it.
Pass broken up by Colton Ryan. Keeps it at the blue line. Morissette had it momentarily. Bogey into the zone, plays it near side for Alex Penn toward the net. Save made by Nash. Morissette flips it up and out. Bengals turn it around quickly. Naystrom into the zone, snapshot up over the net. Ludeman plays it to the corner. First one there, though, is Naystrom. He plays it back behind. McNulty will get there for Coon Rapids. Flip it up high and out of the zone. Out of the reach of Pitlick. Icing waved off. It's recovered by Bruce along the end board. Leaves it in the corner. Pass ahead through center for Bogey. Bogey turns away from pressure. McNulty fanned on the pass attempt. Swept behind now by Elson. It comes back to McNulty. Rolling puck gets past both Elson and Pitlick. Turned around by the Bengals. McNulty at his own blue line. Pass a little bit too high, and Pitlick can't control. That's going to be icing.
Clear ball, coach.
In talking to the Bengal head coach Chris Carroll, we talked about what they needed to do, and this is really just play our game. Just continue pressure, but play our game. We play our game. We'll win the contest.
Smith pressuring, a little backhand, turned away quite easily by Jareds. Hess, a little steal, tried to turn and shoot, but that was blocked. Cardinals keeping it in the Blaine end. Here's an opportunity. The pass ahead will spring Landberg into the zone. Lifts it up high and wide. Keeping it in at the blue line with a shot right on was Ernie. Centering pass. And now kept in at the line by Ernie. In the corner, Bouch. Up top with it is Ron. Dumps it in on the backhand. That one's going to be fired the distance right on goal. Already a couple of Coon Rapids players not on my tournament program. I know that 4 is Michael Crosby, who just played at the length of the ice. Christian Eckert, also on the regular roster, number 13, but not in my tournament program.
I got you covered, Yen.
Figured you would. Elson skating in, snaps it just wide. Winkler recovers, dumps it in deep. Ernie bumped off it by Elson, tried to center. Bengals will come out far side. Tufte to the line, 1-on-2. Shoots, pad save. And the rebound controlled by Starkey.
He's just so remarkable. He is so big, and he handles the puck so well for a big man.
Ooh, and a nice big hit at the blue line by Tanner Vecchio. And Colton Ryan wasn't quite sure where he was. Much less where his stick was. Noterman walking in. Noterman scores, and the Bengals are on the board.
Yeah, and Tufte realized where Noterman was on the ice and adjusted his play and fed him the puck, and Noterman took it in and scored on Nash.
Good speed, great job getting to the right spot, good patience. And then he goes high over the blocker of the left-handed.
Made it look easy. That's goal number 29 on the season for Luke Noterman. Future Gopher.
Yeah, I found it interesting. 2 Division I prospects, neither going to the best college hockey team in Minnesota.
No, Noterman is.
No, he's not.
I know who you're talking about. I'm a Gopher. I have to stick up for my alumni, but I know St. Cloud State's having a great year.
Up to number 3 in the national rankings.
Oh, big hit in the corner there.
Hit in the corner, and it was clean. Coon Rapids keeping pressure on Pitlick, turns within the corner. Then he pays the price as Vecchio bumps him off the puck. And we have a penalty coming up away from the puck, and it's going to go against Coon Rapids, already down 1-0 in this one. Bengals get it to the Coon Rapids end. The official taken out in the check. Cardinals finally touch the puck, and now they'll get the penalty.
Yeah, official's tough, pops right up. Oh, there you see the stick up high. That's what they called it.
That one right there is what they called.
We had the stick to the face before that. Power play opportunity for the Bengals, already up 1-0.
Behind the net, Tufte skates out front, little shot, not a lot on it. Easy save by Nash, recovered by Noterman along the boards. Noterman will walk out. A little give and go, but that was broken up, kept in at the line by Vecchio. Vecchio waits, looks, backdoor shot, missed everything for Bouch, and it'll come back out to center off the Carroll. Back in his own end is Vecchio, waits for the pressure from Winkler. Moves it along for Penn. Penn just out of the reach of Morissette. Skates, tries to get past the defensive Crotty, and now sets up behind the net. Vecchio waits across, one-timer, and the save is made.
Well, it's good to see Koss back on the bench for Coon Rapids.
Be even better to see him back on the ice.
Yep.
But it does look like he's getting set to return.
Yep. Well, that's good, and the Cardinals certainly need him. 1:14 left on the power play for the Bengals.
Bengals win the draw, set up on the power play. Out to the point, and just unable to keep it in the zone was Vecchio. Tried to hold the zone with a foot and was unsuccessful.
Official right there calls the offside. So far the Bengals out shooting Coon Rapids 6-2.
Noterman around the edge, cuts in front, centering pass, Tufte, a goal.
I feed you the first one, you feed me the second one. Two relatively quick goals. 9:49 remaining in period number 1. 2-0 for the Bengals. But that was pretty. Goal number 48. Just a rocket right past. A little snapshot right past Nash. Back of the net.
Koss back on the ice. He plays it in deep off the draw. Bengals recover and come through center with speed. Landberg has it tipped off his stick, but then able to force it in deep. Crotty stops up behind his own net. Turns up ice, gets some pressure. Long pass, nobody home. That'll be icing. And they're going to wave it off. They figured that Brian Bruce could have got a stick on that. His shot in, and the save made by Garretts.
See Koss obviously back on the ice. That's a good sign. He had that shot on goal. That last save by the Bengal goalkeeper.
Ron dumps it in deep. Crotty can't handle it. Scooped up there by Griffin Fussy. He'll play it back out to the point. Walking is Ron. Back to Fussy on the board. Short angle shot. Nash will cover it up for a faceoff. Trying to generate that rebound with Mason Landberg on the doorstep battling for space.
They haven't updated the scoreboard yet here. I'm a little surprised that. Oh, they did just give him the 7th shot, but they didn't. They should have 8, I think, shots on goal at this point.
Is that one important?
Well, one's important because it was a goal.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. Oh, now they did it. They heard us.
I'm sure that was it.
Yeah, they said if Shapiro knows about hockey, then we better change it. Because if he knows,
centering attempt,
everyone
Nystrom just couldn't quite get his stick deflecting it in the right direction. Bengals continuing to pressure in the zone. Bogey had it knocked away from him. He'll get it back. And now getting some help in the corner from Alex Penn. Bogey out to the point. Earning a shot, glove save, and it deflected up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off for the Coon Rapids end.
Oh, Bengals putting pressure inside. You mentioned Nash got a piece of it, forcing the face-off to his right.
Off the draw, Tufte tried to play it back out to the point. Crosby able to tip it to himself and lead it 2-on-1. Trying to pass it out front, and it was just out of the reach of Jared McKenna. Tufte waits. Now gets it ahead to Botch into the zone. Botch looking backdoor, and Kyle Johnson couldn't quite stretch far enough to tip it home.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that. He puts it on a stick. It's a
Here's
goal.
Noterman out front. A one-timer by Tufte just went wide. Tufte trying to recover behind. Tip to him by Noterman. Tufte goes to the backdoor pass. Noterman can't collect. He'll scoop it back out to the point for Vecchio. Vecchio starts one way, back the other. Looking for a tip for Noterman. It was crashing from the near post. Cardinals able to get to the line, but not out. Vecchio waits. Down low, short angle shot, and the glove saved by Peyton Nash.
Well, you can see why Noterman has...
Centering pass deflected out to the point. Vecchio waits. Vecchio again looking for Noterman. Tried to catch the pass on the backhand, and instead it just deflected away. Crosby fires it all the way down on the goalie. Long pass to Tufte. Deflected off his stick. And Starkey will get it out to center. Bengals play it back in. Crotty for Koss. Koss into the zone. Snapshot, blocker save, pushed to the corner by Jarretts. Landberg's pass. Too far for Buck. Coon Rapids recovering behind their own net. Cross-ice pass, having to go back for it is Deshaun Smith. Deflects it to the zone. Hess can't reach it, and it's sent back in by Griffin Fussy. Crotty around behind. Deshaun Smith lost the handle. Centering pass, and that's another crossbar for the Bengals early in this one as Griffin Fussy removed a little paint from the pipe. Shot, blocker save, or pad save, and then steered away by Peyton Nash.
Well, we knew that Nash would be very busy here this evening. Already 11 shots on goal here in the first period.
5.5 left to play here in the first. Bengals leading 2-0. And Smith just sends this one the distance so that his guys can get a change. Icing in a faceoff to the left of Peyton Nash.
Well, you see the time remaining. 5:22 in period number 1. The Bengals up 2-0. Again, more zone presence for the Bengals here with the faceoff.
Play it back down low to the corner. Ryan pins his man. McNulty trying to pin Penn, but Penn refusing to be penned up. Pass is stopped up. He stays with it. Now finally controlled by McNulty. McNulty taken off it by Penn. Penn poking at it. Ryan bumped over Penn and finally ends up on the ice. Penn ends up with the puck. And then lost the handle, and going back the other way come the Cardinals. Morissette dumps it in, chases to the board. Backhand chance in close. Played around, deflection will stay in the zone. Turnaround shot hit traffic for Ruff. And now the Bengals able to get it out. That one's out of play off the stick of Zach Thompson.
You know, in that first matchup with the Bengals, Noterman had 5 points. Tufte had 6 points.
In 7 goals.
7 goals.
They're okay.
They're not bad.
Each with a goal and a goal and an assist in this one. Noterman a chance, short angle, the save made by Nash. Played back out to the point. Down low, out front, and a redirect by Bouch went off the side of the outside of the post. Here's Bouch in the slot, his shot trickling, and a huge save, at least momentarily, for Nash. But instead, Noterman gets his second.
And Nash got a little bit of a piece of it, but not much he could do there. Again,
I don't know if Noterman hit it again after the glove save by Nash. He made a nice, great adjustment to come over and make the initial contact.
We'll see it here. There's the feed from Tufte. There's the miss.
No, he didn't have to hit it again.
Once. Yep. Got one right off his glove.
So make it 2 goals and an assist for Noterman, a goal and 2 assists for Ryan Tufte. And this will be icing against the Bengals with exactly 4 minutes remaining in the first period. A 3-0 lead now for the top-seeded Bengals.
Well, the Bengals are showing us all why they are a highly rated team in the state of Minnesota. Just 4 losses on the squad, on the year. 1 to Centennial, 1 to Anoka. You saw Centennial winning 5-0 over Osseo tonight. Champlin and Anoka, and there that late game over at the Crick.
Crotty chased back in his own zone for Coon Rapids, leaves it off for Luke Nolte. Nolte's pass is behind Koss. He's got to come back to it. Bengals able to push it in deeper, recovered by Landberg and sent out front. Instead, it's a 2-on-1. Koss will shoot. The glove save is made by Ridge Gerard.
Great name. Ridge's record on this season is 15-3, a 1.94 goals against, Joe.
It's really rare to see a goofy-handed goalie, and tonight we have a pair of them. Goofy-handed goalies at both ends. That does not happen often at all. Left-handed goalies are incredibly rare, much more rare than our left-handed pitchers.
Right.
Are really, I suppose, not quite as rare maybe as left-handed tennis players.
There are a few good ones.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but you don't see them as often.
Not very often at all. I think a lot of left-handed people who play tennis learn to play the game right-handed. Bengals pushing it deep into the zone again. It comes behind for Bogey. Bogey looking to center, looking to the blue line. We'll just dump it back into the corner where Nystrom can recover. Nystrom over to the far boards for Penn. Back down low for Nystrom. Nystrom centers. Penn got there, tipped it back to himself, but couldn't pull the trigger. Cross it comes. Dylan Ron has shot the deflected and went wide. Penn battling. He's pinched off and comes back to it. And really no chance for that shot to go in, but at least he put it on goal and made Nash put a cover on it.
Yeah, Nash really didn't have any other opportunity than to make sure he covered that puck up with all the white jerseys in front. 2:17 remaining in period number 1. 3-0 Bengals.
Lundeman ahead, skips away from Koss. Then it bounced off the stick of Ernie, but still the Bengals able to turn it back in their direction. Tufte battling in the corner, pushes it free. Comes to Noterman, and he centered, and Tufte sent one just wide. He'll recover his own miss in the corner. Out to the blue line, leaves it off. Walking in is Ron out front. Noterman to Tufte, a shot, and the blocker save made by Peyton Nash. Behind his botch. Centering, that deflected. Tufte still got a stick on it and sent it to the near corner. Noterman. Head up, looking, plays it back down deep to Botch.
Tufte's so difficult to move out of there.
He's a very large individual.
Yes, he is.
Centering pass broken up by Koss, plays it off the glass. That's going to stay in the zone as Ernie shoots, and that's blocked by Koss. Covered, Noterman. Walking in, top of the slot, his shot, rebound bouncing around. And finally covering it with his blocker hand is Peyton Nash. As that one was bouncing around in dangerous territory, and big number 27 was out there whacking away at it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Noterman with the shot and the long rebound. And there's Tufte trying to force it in until the goal comes off its mooring. But you're right, Nash, a lot of work here tonight, early on, and covering up on that puck.
Closing in on the final minute here in the first period. Crotty turns away from the pressure, gets behind his own net. Turn up ice. Passes behind Chase Crandall on the far side. Bengals have to track down deep in their own end to recover. Through center is Landberg. High slot, takes the shot. That hit traffic. Rebound just sits there. Played back to the point. Vecchio a shot, glove save Nash. And we'll have another face-off to Coon Rapids end with 36 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, already 16 shots on goal for the Bengals.
Reset, play them all.
And still down, spending most of their time down in the Cardinal end. Cardinals just 6 shots on goal.
And I don't remember, that's an improvement over last game. I think they were outshot somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 10 in that one. Outshot 19 to 1 in the third period of that contest. Bogey's shot, deflected to the corner by Nash. Leaves it there. Starkey plays it around the pressure and will skate it out to center and now dump it in deep. And that will do it for period number 1. It's all Bengals so far. They lead this one at 3-0. We'll take a break and be back with more from the Forum after this. You're watching Section 5 AA Hockey on CTN.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Brushy, brush, 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 brush. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. You have to have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Back at the Ice Forum at Champlin, Blaine up 3-0 after the first period. We're joined now by Coon Rapids head coach Steve Moe. And coach, what do you do to try and stop the consistent pressure you're feeling from the Bengals?
I think we got to be a little bit more aggressive as far as taking away their time and space. We're a little bit hesitant at times, and I think we've got some good angles. But when we see it, we just kind of got to press them, hopefully hit and pin them and turn the puck over. They're a big, strong team, so it's going to take a big effort from us.
Yeah, I mean, the Noterman and Tufte so big to move out in front. And, you know, we are a little concerned about Koss early in that game. Good to see him back on the ice.
Yeah, he's an important player for us. He's our leader out there, so we're going to need him for the rest of the game.
Well, you got it. You're down 3. The Blaine team, especially end of the period, really holding you in your zone. What's your message to the guys moving forward?
Once we get the puck, we have to make sure that we make a positive play with it. I think earlier in the game, especially the first 5 minutes when it was kind of back and forth a little bit, we were making sure we chipped it up over the blue line, past their defenseman, and getting into some foot races. That's going to be something that we're going to have to do because of their recovery as far as the back pressure is so quick that unless we move in the puck real quick with our feet moving, we're going to have to chip it over and see what we can make happen.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take another break. Be back with first period highlights after this. You're watching boys hockey on CTN.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Back at the Ice Forum after the first 17, it's all Bengals up 3-0, holding a 16-6 shot advantage, and now pretty much what we expected, especially from that top line of the Blaine Bengals. You got two guys like Noterman and Tufte leading the way, and they've proven why they are such highly regarded players.
And they're such good teammates because they feed off each other, and you saw that in that first period. And as Coach Mo said, we've got a lot of work to do to get back into this hockey game. They've got to make some adjustments. They got to play a little better brand of hockey, obviously. But coming in against a team like the Bengals, it's a tough assignment.
Well, and I thought they actually generated some decent scoring opportunities early in the period and spent maybe a little bit more time in the Bengals end than the Bengals were expecting. But this team is just really good, as we talked about. Noterman walking in to get the first goal and then setting up his partner number 27. Great drop pass on the power play to put them up 2-0. And then they add another one. This is one of the posts. They had plenty of opportunities at the net, and just kind of off a deflection, a weird goal, but Noterman in the right spot at the right time, and Nash got a piece of it, but can't keep it out of the net.
Well, the shots on goal are a little bit off.
Well, everything there is off.
Well, the score was right. The score was right.
Well,
3-0.
okay.
18 shots for
Blaine is it's 18-8. Well, it was 16-6 just a minute ago.
They added a couple.
But either way, they hold a 10-shot advantage, a 3-goal advantage. They had one power play. They cashed in on 3 shots with the man advantage. And they will return to the ice with a 3-0 lead. When we return to this broadcast, you're watching Section 5 AA Hockey on CTN.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Back at the Ice Forum, and the Bengals right on the attack. Tufte lets one rip, but high and wide. It caroms back out near the center, but kept in at the line. Noterman with it at the red line. Back to the zone for Vecchio. He plays it across, and gets it back from Bruce. And Tufte through center, a little head fake. Noterman attacking on the right wing, little toe drag shot, and the save made with the blocker by Peyton Nash. Tufte avoiding some pressure, trying to get around another Cardinal. Now sweeps it across for Noterman. Noterman out to Vecchio. Vecchio will shoot, blocker save. Tufte kicks at it, keeps it, shot, rebound, puck still loose. And finally, the whistle blows. Tufte laying right in the blue paint, may have ended up on top of the puck himself.
Yeah, and again, good pressure in on the net by the Bengals. And Peyton Nash is having to make sure he knows where that puck is. That's a big young man to be laying out in front of the net.
Off the draw, the Bengals regain control. Penn is pressured behind, coughs up the puck. And Pitlick will skate to center for the Cardinals. Sends it in behind the net, recovered near side by Ron. Ahead for Bogey. Cross for Ernie. Ernie will get it up, and Penn will flip it in. Glove down by McNulty. Plays it around behind. Shot from the point, deflected and went wide. Behind the net now is Luke McNulty. He'll turn and skate up ice. Leads the rush through center. McNulty overskates it a bit. Didn't get a lot on that shot. It's deflected to the corner. Now centers. Nobody home, and it's going to come all the way back out to center. Crotty.
Did a nice job of getting that puck out in front of the net. Unfortunately, there wasn't a Cardinal there.
Crotty will step up and gain this one with speed in the zone. Trying to center. Stays with it behind the net. Morissette trying to center. That was poked away by the keeper, Jareds. And played near side for Grant Bogey. Bogey. Cross ice for Griffin Fussy. Fussy is shot. Pad save. Kicked out of the zone by Peyton Nash. Poked along by Colton Ryan. Morissette comes out his shot, and the save made by Jareds. He was nearly caught there. Came out to play that puck, and it turned into a turnover. And he hustled to get back between the pipes and make the save on Morissette.
Yeah, Morissette put that puck right in on him. So all I have to do is cover up, forcing that face-off to his right.
Off the draw, Koss taking it toward the front, poked away by Jareds. Bengals get the red line, dump it in. Pushing it behind is Lambert. Puck tied up along the end board, comes loose. Koss will flip it out to center just ahead of Deshaun Smith, and it'll come in on Jareds, and he covers up.
Well, Cardinals yet to get a shot on goal here to start this second period. A couple of shots on net by the Bengals. Give them that 20-8 advantage.
Played right to the net off the draw. Vecchio will turn it up the boards to Tufte. Into the zone, into the middle. Noterman leaves it up. Botches shot. Rebounded a goal for Ryan Tufte.
Yeah, that rebound came right out. Perfect place. Tufte was right there to pound it home. His second goal of the night. That'll give the Bengals the 4-0 lead. 13:52 remaining in period number 2. And Noterman, just a little bit of the drop there. Watch the big rebound. Tufte, the big man, right in front of the net, easily puts it in for his second goal.
Cardinals play that one all the way down. Icing waved off. Vecchio will turn with it. Now wait. Now flips to Noterman. Ahead for Tufte. It got caught in his skates. He gets it across the line. Walks in. Here's Vecchio filling a lane. He fires it off the crossbar. Noterman out near the blue line will jam it back toward the front of the net. Ludeman turns it around. Noterman nearly stole it. And now all the way down. It's stopped up behind by Nash. Noterman keeps it in at the line. Gets it to Tufte, who taps it back to the corner. Noterman trying to send it out front. Tufte will collect along the near boards, down low for Noterman. Avoids the pressure there for McNulty out to the point. Played across, the shot by Dunn, and it's covered up by Nash, and he takes a little exception to the late shot by Bouch.
Yeah, and a little extracurricular activity. You got to stand up for your goaltender.
Well, yeah, and Botch, got in a little late.
Yep.
And teams are always going to take exception to that, but are definitely going to take exception to that when you're already up 4-0. Played behind by Eckert, collected by Crotty. Crotty will chip it through center and all the way down. That'll be icing. Another face-off back to the Coon Rapids end.
Yeah, Cardinals can't get anything going here offensively here in period number 2. And give credit to the Bengals. They do such a nice job of controlling it down in the Cardinal D end.
Bengals able to win the draw, winging it back down low. Is Bogey a chance out front as Nystrom tried to jam it home. Penn will sweep it to the corner. Nystrom tying up there with Eckert. Elson in there as well. He pokes it free. Crosby can't get it out of the zone. Sent back in deep by Ernie. And a turnover down low. A good steal. Wraparound try. Comes back out to Penn. Penn circles. Cross ice. The shot, the blocker saved by Nash. Bogey was walking in, and good job by the keeper to come over and take away his shot. Crotty ahead for Pitlick, skips away from him and quickly turned around by the Bengals. Pitlick able to poke the puck free. Elson trying to feed Crosby through center.
Bengals.
Instead, it just ends up at the Bengals end, and they'll regroup as the Cardinals change. Ernie avoids the stick check, gets to the red line, and dumps it in.
Bengals do a nice job of getting to the puck. Cardinals trying to generate something, but Bengals doing a nice job of taking it away. And once that puck is in open ice, they do a much better job of getting to that puck.
Played in deep by Thompson. Recovering is Johnson. Gets it ahead, and here's Lambert. Cutting to the middle, lost the handle, sweeps it back into the corner. Buck plays it back to the point. His shot through traffic and into the glove of Peyton Nash.
Again, continued pressure out in front of Peyton. Does a nice job of just bringing it in, making sure the Bengals don't have that opportunity, forcing that face-off to his right.
Face-off played right to the net by Lambert. Tied up in the near corner. Digging it free is Buck. Tripped up as he goes behind the net. No call as the Cardinals come to center. Bengals force it right back out. Here's Peck racing down the line, back door, and an easy goal for Patrick Buck. Great feed from Griffin Fussy, and Buck taps it home.
Yeah, the feed was perfect, and really nothing Peyton Nash could do. For one defender back on a 2-on-1, and the Bengals make the Cardinal pay as they increase their score to 5-0. That's just a beautiful feed, and again, just an easy goal. Who scored that? What number?
Number nine.
Number nine.
Number nine. It's a 5-0 lead for Blaine. Tufte behind his own net, waiting. Feeds it to Botch. Played it out front. It came right back out. Michael Crosby chipping it ahead to Pitlick behind the defense. Pitlick to the backhand. And this is going to be a penalty, as they're going to call Vecchio for getting back late and calling for the slash.
An opportunity for the Cardinals to go on the power play. You'll see where the penalty happened as the slash was called there. Easy one to call. Yards gets the pad on it, but the Cardinals will have the skater advantage.
Off the draw, Bengals control. Kept in at the line by Koss. Tipped off his stick. Hess can't hold. Koss will have to back out. Back to McNulty at his own blue line. Tufte providing the pressure. Koss. Cross ice. Gets away from Crosby, and it's sent all the way down by Penn. Tufte there to recover. Spins away from Koss. Spins away from him again. Koss just trying to pin the big guy. Plays it out front. Noterman gets the handle, and Noterman will skate it back out to center. And now we'll play it high off the glass and all the way back to the Coon Rapids end.
Well, smart. Continue to just burn time off your penalty kill.
Koss to the slot. High shot over the cage. Recovers, plays it to Crosby down low, looking to get it in the middle. That's broken up by Noterman, and Noterman will play it all the way down.
Under a minute on the Cardinal power play.
McNulty plays it in deep. Bengals gain control quickly. Noterman ahead, deflected right in on Nash, and he'll cover up as Bogey was right there.
Yeah, nothing other that Peyton could do is cover that puck up. You see the time remaining, 37 seconds.
Off the draw, Pitlick pushes it ahead. All the way to the other end with speed. He gains control, tried to center, that hits some skates. Now played back to the point by Morissette. That shot deflected through traffic and went into the corner. Recovered again by Thompson. Thompson on the midboards, down low to Pitlick. Pitlick back for Thompson. Behind for Pitlick, back for Thompson on the boards. Final seconds of the power play ticking away. The shot hit traffic. Ludeman trying to keep it in, sweeps it to Pitlick. Pitlick pressuring and diving out to cover it up is Rich Jareds.
Now Pitlick trying to give a little bit of pressure as he takes that puck away and puts it in on Jareds, but not much on it. As the Bengals are going to kill off that Cardinal power play. 7:48 left in period number 2.
Cardinals able to keep it in at the line on the near side. Now the Bengals able to chip it out all the way down, and that'll be icing.
Bengals just trying to clear the zone, a little bit too much on that.
Off the draw, puck comes back to Hess, trying to get it back to the point. McNulty will track it down far side and send it in and around. Hess pushes it back down low to Koss, skipped away from him, recovered there by Lambert, who gets it ahead. Kept in at the line by McNulty. Lambert pushes it back out. Hess looking for Koss, just out of his reach. Bengals regrouping in their own zone. Vecchio chip it off the board. Played back across. Starkey stops it up. That was deflected, so no icing. McNulty fires it back near side. Just out of the reach of Deshaun Smith. And quite sure how that one wasn't icing. Deshaun Smith recovers it behind the defense, walking in. Shot, rebound, and Koss couldn't get a stick on it.
That's unfortunate. That would have been, that was a great chance for Coon Rapids.
In the zone, it deflected away and poked out to center. And now spun back in by Lincoln Ernie. Far side is Bodge. Looking to get it to Tufte in the slot. Elson with the steal. Now Elson looking for Pitlick, and that's just out of his reach, and that'll be icing.
Now the Bengals with their number 1 line out on the ice now, an opportunity. 6:04 They're looking to keep that lead growing. We're winding down here in period number 2.
Bengals possessing it, centering pass broken up. Here's Michael Crosby racing back the other way. Take the shot that's blocked away by Lincoln Ernie. Tufte can't get that one, reaches out and brings it back into the slot. Norderman is shot, misses wide. Botch. Leaves it off, centering pass. Norderman deflects, and Nash trying to cover, and now does.
Officials have to step in between the players a little.
Well, they did, but Tufte had really already sorted that out. He just kind of stepped in there and goes, guys, don't push my teammate. This is a really big kid. .5:22 remaining here in the second period. Blaine in complete control, up 5-0. Shot misses high for Blake Nystrom. Shot from the point kicked away by Nash. Nystrom down low, tried to center, that didn't click. Kept in at the blue line. Centering attempt. And Thompson will skate to center for Coon Rapids, dump it in. The Cardinals will get a line change. Here's Nystrom through center. Got around the defender, skates behind, tried to center. And Nash is going to cover that up.
Again, the Cardinals just trying to figure out something here to try and get on the board, but the Bengals not allowing them to do anything, get any kind of rhythm. There's just so much pressure down in the Cardinal end. Just trying to clear that out.
McNulty sets up behind the net, swings it around. Near side is played out to center by Crandall. And forced into the zone by Austin Winkler. Off the boards, kept in by Ludeman. Fires just wide. McNulty tried to step up and missed, and now a 2-on-1 the other way. Shot kicked away by Nash. Another chance from a ways out by Sinaglia, and it's covered up by Nash.
Again, a good pressure again in by Blaine, and it was that big kick save. Fortunately, there wasn't a Bengal there to put the rebound home, but nonetheless, a lot of pressure. 29 shots on net already by the Bengals here, and we're 3:45 left in this second period.
Shot from the point is blocked by Deshaun Smith. He'll pressure far side. Pass broken up by Koss, recovered though by Landberg. Landberg will skate through center, avoids a stick check from Hess to the top of the circle. Shot and a goal.
Again, just getting past Peyton Nash. That's going to make it 6-0 now in favor of the Bengals, as they are dominating this hockey game. That time Mason Landberg with the tally. Does a nice job of getting past the defender.
The defender just gets tied up a little bit. A good shot to the far side upper corner over the blocker hand. And a 6-0 lead for Blaine. Crosby gets it to Pitlick and tried to get it back to him. Kick to the corner by the keeper, Jarrett's. Botch trying to get around Crosby. Crosby able to pick his pocket. Centering, nobody home. Noterman to Tufte. Into the corner. He's going to draw the penalty for the trip. And the Bengals will go back on the power play.
You know, you're so concerned about big number 27 coming in. You want to do whatever you can to stop them. That time, they're gonna take the penalty, which will give the Bengals a man advantage again for the next couple of minutes.
2:46 remaining here in the second period. Bengals with a 6-goal lead. They are 1 for 1 on the power play so far. Down low with it is Griffin Fussy. He's ridden into the boards on the near side. In to help out is Deshaun Smith, but Fussy comes away with it, kicked in at the blue line by Ernie. And he'll get it back for a shot and a goal. Again, high blocker side, and it's a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, coming up, stepping right in front of Peyton Nash and putting it, as you mentioned, high to that corner of the net. Bengals with the 7-0 lead. Again, puck's going to get free. Nice feed.
Good little give and go.
And right over
nice shot.
the left shoulder.
Puck played down low. Battling there for it is Stephen West. Played out to the point. The shot misses wide. Yeah, an opportunity for some of these third, fourth line guys to get a little more PT in a playoff game. Of course, the JV season is over, so the JV, you know, it's not like they played a couple of JV periods.
Right.
And with the big lead here in the second period, they get a little more time than they normally would in a varsity contest, maybe. Pass into the zone, looking out front, but Koss was tied up. Koss leaves it to Hess, tipped away from him. Able to get it back. Backhand chance, misses up over the cage. Koss battling, Botch able to get it out to center. A little too far for West, poked at by Thompson, and now Blaine able to get it into the zone. Ludeman head for Crandall. Crandall's pass stopped up by Tufte. Botch recovers. He's into the zone with Noterman. Puck loose, picked up by Crandall. Crandall can't get past Vecchio. And here's Botch to center and out, and that one's going to end up out of play. 38 seconds left.
And then some words in the corner. A couple of Bengals and a couple of Cardinals exchanging some pleasantries. Asking about the day and how things are going. How's school?
What's your favorite class?
Yeah.
That's usually what those
Yeah, I would
conversations
think so.
consist of. Do you know Shapiro?
You go, who doesn't?
Out to the point for Vecchio off the draw. The shot in, and it pad save made by Nash. Botch delivers a blow to McNulty behind the net. Crandall tips it into the zone before being stood up by Vecchio. Bengals will break it out near side. Now the Bengals are going to get a penalty. With just 17 seconds left in the period.
It's on Vecchio, I believe.
Yep. His second. Both Blaine penalties against Tanner Vecchio.
Well, not much time. 17 seconds on the power play for the Cardinals, and they will continue on that said power play to start period number 3.
No shots on goal in their first power play earlier in this second period. Just one last chance here before the period ends, under 5 seconds. McNulty stood up at the line, costs a shot just before the buzzer, and the blocker save sends it over the glass. But the buzzer sounds, period ends. The Bengals go to the locker room with a very convincing 7-0 lead. We'll take a break and hear from head coach Chris Carroll after this. You're watching Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Quarterfinal on CTN.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Back at the Ice Forum in Champlin, Blaine a 7-0 lead, a dominating performance to this point in this section quarterfinal. We're joined now by Coach Chris Carroll. And Coach, anything you did not like so far from your team?
You know, I don't know if there's anything that's glaring that I wouldn't like to see. You know, I mean, we took some chances to go on offense that we probably wouldn't have traditionally done. But I understand it. You know, when you're up 6-7-0, you start to get on the offensive side of the puck, and certainly that's something that we can't get in the habit of. And it's a good thing we got some film to watch, because we'll be able to go back and hold our kids accountable on that. But nothing glaring.
Hey, Coach, what do you talk to your kids about between periods at up 7-0? Obviously, a very, very comfortable lead.
Yeah, you know, it's a mental battle, and we got to stay in the fight, not to deviate. You know, as I mentioned, you know, a little bit ago about kind of jumping on offense too early. That's a mental battle for us, because you know, in these section tournament, you get 9 periods, and you got to treat each one of them with care. And we get 9 periods, and so in each one of those, we get a chance to strengthen who we are and take advantage of that. So, you know, we got another period here tonight that we can certainly use the 17 minutes to get better, which will propel us on Saturday night, and never waste a period. And that'll be the message to these kids here in between periods.
All right, thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take a break, be back with second period highlights after this. You're watching Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Tournament on CTN.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi babe, how was school today?
Hi Dad, it was great.
Okay honey, I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Back at the Ice Forum in Champlin, the Blaine Bengals showing why they are the top seed in this tournament. They have controlled it completely, up 7-0, outshooting Coon Rapids 34-13.
They're doing pretty much whatever they want to do against the Cardinals. And, you know, we knew coming in this was going to be a tough one for Coon Rapids. But, you know, 7 goals through 2 periods really puts the Cardinals in a rough spot. And you have to be impressed with the way the Bengals are playing. They have so much, but those top 2 players are very special.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was interesting that Coach Chris Carroll, he asked him what he doesn't like. And without saying it, he's saying we're getting a little bit too cocky, a little bit too aggressive on offense and taking some chances. You know, that is a little bit dangerous hockey when you get into closer games and are playing against a little bit tougher teams, which they will see from here on out. The road always, as you move through playoffs, gets more difficult each level you get to. At this point, it looks like they will move on. Barring a miracle on the side of the Cardinals, they will move on to face Maple Grove. Maple Grove showed us in game 1 of this doubleheader that they've got some guys with some skill. They've got some speed. They pass the puck. They move it well. They run good systems. This Blaine team, though, looking awfully good.
They're awfully special, and certainly Maple Grove will have to do some special things if they want to stay in that game with Blaine. Any given night, anything can happen, quite obviously. And we saw Maple Grove has some talented offensive players. But you saw the stats, 34-17 now. They corrected it in terms of shots on net. So the Bengals are firing in all cylinders, and as we come back to period number 3, Cardinals are would love just to get on the board at this point.
We will take another break and be back with third period action from the Forum after this. You're watching 5AA hockey on CTN.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Third period just underway here at the Ice Forum. Coon Rapids will start with the power play. Nice setup along the near boards. Back up top to Michael Crosby. Across to McNulty. Tried to get it into the middle. It was deflected but picked up by Koss. Down low. Will get it back from Crosby. A shot from a low angle. Rebound. Still sitting there. Koss can't get to it. It trickles in on the keeper. And Gerards covers up.
Cardinals trying to put a little pressure on the power play. Minute 5. So the power play continues to run.
Yeah.
It's running time, but they didn't start the clock right away.
But it is running time.
Yes.
6-goal difference. And the Bengals will be just fine with letting time run away here.
Oh, absolutely.
Their concern now at this point is to just play clean, be smart, and to keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's the key, is to make sure everybody is healthy, because they will go on to play the Crimson unless something monumental happens. But with running
Final
time,
10 seconds of the power play, and the Cardinals forced offside, and that will do it. So Vecchio will return to the ice on the puck drop. I guess I never noticed that the penalty box doesn't have glass in front of the player penalty box. Here, that's rare. Off the draw, the win by Landberg. And sent into the zone, but took kind of a funny bounce. And Coon Rapids able to get it back out to center. Here's Landberg again. Around the corner on Luneman, walking in. Flips it out front. Shot and a save by Peyton Nash. He didn't even know where he had it. He knew he had it, but he didn't know where it was. And when he moved, sure enough, it dropped free and ended up in the net. Good feed from Landberg.
Yeah, nice feed from Landberg.
Griffin Cressy just filling the lane. Landberg chips it behind. And able to center, but nobody home. Turned around by Ruff. Here's Morissette into the zone. Tied up. Ruff helping out. Landberg pokes it free. Left behind by Ryan. Comes back to Landberg. Landberg through center into the zone. Looking out front. Found it. Fussy waited. He was good and patient, and then he flipped it over the net, and you saw him kind of throw his head back. He can't believe he had that and missed.
Yeah, he had an excellent opportunity.
Great setup, and just unable to put it in below the net, but below the pipe. So the stick of Peyton Nash is over in the corner. A defenseman, or Michael Crosby rather, handed him his stick. And now they vacate the zone. He went back and got his stick back from him and then just left. Yeah. His stick's way over in the corner. Yeah. He's not going to be able to get there. Somebody's got to go get that for him. Yeah, that one goes wide, and he gets back in front. The puck comes played in on him, and he gets glove over it. I thought He had trouble getting back across. I thought that one got slid into the empty net, but fortunately not.
The official went over and grabbed the stick for him.
Well, somebody should.
Yeah, I would think so, like a teammate. You kind of need that.
It's definitely useful. Vecchio at the line. We'll just flip it in. Nash had a pad save into the corner. Penn first one there to the puck on the near side. McNulty pokes it out to center. Backing off with it is Kyle Johnson. Sent back in off the deflection, so no icing. Penn with a hit. Walking in was Bogey, but his backhand was deflected wide. Crotty. Head, Winkler deflects it into the zone, no icing. Vecchio will send it back behind for Johnson. Ahead for Penn. Cross ice pass broken up, and Hess will play it back into the Bengals zone. Vecchio fakes the slap shot around and instead brings it back near side. This is going to come right in on Nash.
A little dangerous there.
Eckert fires it off the board. Sean Smith can't control. Penn through traffic and then fanned on the shot. Smith chops at it, but right to Bogey. He'll bring it back to the point. Vecchio has shot that goes wide. Ludeman gets it ahead to Smith. Chips it off the boards, batted down. And that'll be a hand pass, and the face-off going all the way back down to the Bengal end.
Yeah, Penn had that opportunity right in front of the net. As you mentioned, just fanning on that shot. But a good look for him nonetheless.
Puck played around to the near side. Tufte will go back to control and carry behind the net. Bumped off it a little bit there. And the Bengals swing it back around to the near side. Played ahead. Tufte waits. Hands it off. The shot turned away by Nash. Shoveled behind, and Ernie moves it ahead. Stephen West overskated a little bit. Now got it to Ian Peterson, who gets it in. But offside.
And gets it in and gets it out. Shot the puck.
No.
Yeah, he did shoot the puck out. Yeah.
I was paying attention.
Well, I know you always do most of the time. Unless you're not.
Unless I'm not. In those cases when I'm not paying attention, it's not my most attentiveness. Don't ask. It's been a long night.
Yeah, it has been, no doubt. 45 shots on net for the Bengals. And they are just playing on all.
Good pressure from
So
Michael
hitting on all
Elson.
cylinders.
Forces a turnover. Tried to get it to Pitlick out front. Bengals do just such a nice job of quickly moving and communicating, and a turnover. And Patrick Buck tried to walk in. It was knocked off his stick and chipped out to center. Elson will get there for the Cardinals. Trying to get out front. He's run over and taken to the backboard by Sinaglia.
And a little slow to get up.
Meanwhile, back at the other end, Patrick Buck had it tipped off his stick again, and that one right out front and flipped up and over by Griffin Fussy, and it's an 8-goal lead.
Yeah, that was relatively easy too. With Nash was down on the ice and just flipped it over him.
Well, he cranked the crossbar earlier. This time, a nice feed. Good pass right there, backward pass, and Fussy just flips it up high. Really no chance for Nash coming back across the crease on that one.
Our official conferring.
So an 8-0 lead for the Bengals, 7.5 minutes to play. Here's Noterman into the zone to the high slot. Playing it back out front, trying to get it to Tufty. That's broken up, and Coon Rapids going back the other way. Chipped in by Chase Crandall. Getting there first with Jared McKenna, but the Bengals come away with it. Pushed into the zone by Botch, trying to center. That doesn't quite click. McKenna, his pass handcuffs Crandall a little bit. Tried to get it back, but nobody there. Waiting for it is Ernie. And he will skate to center ice. Flip it in high, right in on Nash, who leaves it there for Eckert. Round far side, Smith to Hess. Hess will skate through and into the Bengals zone. Shot is blocked and sent back out by Botch. McNulty. Head for Koss. He deflects it into the zone.
Taking selfies.
With Shapiro.
They want a selfie with me.
With Shapiro. Everybody does. Hess plays it across ice. Race for it. And it's chipped in by Thompson. Goes to the corner with Dylan Ron. Tufty ahead for Bogey into the zone, backdoor and a goal for Blake Nystrom.
Yeah, they made that one look easy as well. They're a well-oiled machine, are the Blaine Bengals.
It's another assist for Tufty.
He's good.
Starts it. Great feed right there.
Yeah, really nice feed.
Good finish by Blake Nystrom. That'll be icing against the Bengals. Face-off going back down in their end. Just over 5 minutes remaining.
As you see the clock continue. Coach Carroll has to be pretty happy with the outcome of this game. A lot of offensive production.
You see him writing his notes.
Yep.
I'm sure. And as he talked about in our conversation in the second intermission, you know, we'll have tape on this, and that's great because we can hold those guys accountable for making those plays that you can get away with against the Coon Rapids.
Correct.
But you will not be able to get away with against maybe a Maple Grove or definitely not a Centennial.
Correct. Absolutely.
And if they should serve as the top seed and advance out of the section tournament, you can't make risky plays. You got to play smart hockey if you want to win in the Minnesota State High School League's state tournament.
No question about it. And it's always a learning experience. Whether you're up 9-0 or you're down 9-0, you hope to take some things out.
And certainly Coach Steve Moe doing some coaching on the bench as well, talking to his guys about where they broke down, what they have to do differently in order to avoid giving up those types of end-to-end rushes for their opponents. Luneman's shot is blocked. And the Bengals work it back to the Coon Rapids end. Koss comes back, steals the puck, will force it to the other end, continues to battle and shoots wide.
The Cardinals would definitely like to take something away from this game and get on the scoreboard.
Koss fires it. Pretty easy save there for Jared's. Long pass ahead. Finds Fussy in the zone. It's knocked off his stick. Recovers. tried to feed it back for Landberg. That was broken up. Tipped to center by Crandall. Vecchio across. Turning away from pressure is Bruce. And he will move it ahead. Landberg into the zone. Lost an edge as he entered. And he will still regain possession, or at least momentarily, in the corner. And it's Fussy to get it back for the Bengals. And to the point, Vecchio had to hop over his stick, and the Bengals have to regroup. Landberg with it, walking down the line, tried to walk out front, poked off his stick. Recovered by Buck out to the point, and back down low. Played out front. Vecchio walking in, his shot right into the midsection of Peyton Nash.
Again, continued pressure. 19 shots on goal for the Cardinals, but not much this period as we have running time and the clock is rolling. As you see, under 2 minutes remaining.
The draw, Bengals poke it back in deep. Crotty behind his own net, near side for Koss. Too far for Hess. Back out to center is Dylan Ron. Near side, got away from Lincoln Ernie. Coon Rapids able to get it into the zone and turn right back out. Starkey had it momentarily and now swatted back into the Blaine end. Played ahead and out. Crotty back in his own end. The circle behind his own net. Pressured the whole way by Stephen West. Chance out front and another goal. This time it's number 18 finishing it, the one guy that's not on my roster. You got an 18
nope,
on that roster?
Not on that roster either. Unless it's Jordan Signer, which, you know, as a JV player, very well could be.
Yep, I'm going to go with that.
10-0.
And it just comes on a great forecheck from Stephen West, forcing the turnover, and then a good feed from Ian Peterson. And the Bengals make it double digits with that goal, a 10-0 lead as we tick down to the final 15. That one off the mask of Peyton Nash.
17 goals in the 2 games that these two teams have played this season.
And there's another one with just 1 second remaining. You're going to make it 11-0. Alex
Yikes.
Poking it in.
And I think they stopped putting counting shots on goal. They were sitting at 47 for a while, but well over 50. They will get the shutout, and they will go on to play the Crimson of Maple Grove. And Maple Grove, watching this game, have to say, "Boy, we have our work cut out for us. This is a very good Blaine team." And granted, much more of a challenge against Maple Grove than unfortunately Coon Rapids put up tonight. But you know what? They didn't quit. They continue to play, and that's what you can take out of this.
Yeah, it's a tough draw anytime you draw a team that's ranked between 3 and 5 in the state of Minnesota, is led by 2 Mr. Hockey finalists, and the Blaine Bengals show why they're so highly regarded and why they are the number 1 seed. They walk out of here with an 11-0 victory and close out the Cardinals season. That's going to close out this edition of CTN Sports. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continue to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.